Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. I think today's going to be a really interesting one. We're going to be talking all about IT support for small businesses,
Mhm.
and specifically unpacking an article from PCS Florida called Why IT Support Services Are the Backbone of Small Business Success. And, I was looking this over and I thought, this is perfect for a deep dive. Because I think a lot of people kind of get it. Like they get that IT support is important, but maybe don't really get how it can really help their business grow or what all the specific things are that, an IT team can really do for them?
Yeah, it's one of those things that until you really need it, you don't really think about it all that much. And unfortunately, a lot of small businesses don't think about it until something goes really wrong. And by then, it can be too late.
Oh,
Mm.
absolutely. And that's why I was so drawn to this article,
Hmm.
because it talks about a lot of things like that. Like, for example, right out of the gate, they hit you with this statistic. 43% of cyber attacks are aimed specifically at small businesses.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but that kind of blew my mind. I always kind of assumed that the big guys would be the main target.
Right. You would think it would be all about, you know,
Yeah.
going after the big banks and the Fortune 500 companies. But
Yeah.
the reality is that cyber criminals often see small businesses as easier targets.
Easier targets.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. They might not have those really sophisticated defenses in place, like multi-factor authentication or intrusion detection systems and all that.
Right. They're just trying to run their business.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they might not have, a dedicated IT security team either. So cyber criminals figure, okay, maybe it's a little easier to get in and get what they want.
So it's not just about protecting your own data then. It's also about not becoming like a stepping stone for these guys to get to bigger targets.
That's a good way to put it. You don't want to be the weak link in the chain. Plus, you have to think about the impact a cyber attack could have on a small business. It's not just about the financial hit of, you know, maybe losing data or having to pay a ransom. It's the reputational damage, which can be really hard to recover from.
Yeah, imagine you're a small business owner. You've poured your heart and soul into building this thing, and then, boom, suddenly your customer data has been stolen. Or you're locked out of your own systems.
That's a nightmare scenario, and it happens more often than you think.
So, okay, let's say you're a small business owner listening to this,
Hmm.
and you're starting to get a little nervous. What can you actually do to protect yourself? Like, what are these IT support guys actually doing behind the scenes?
Well, they're building multiple layers of protection. It's kind of like building a digital fortress around your business. We're talking firewalls to block unauthorized access, robust antivirus software that's constantly updated to catch the latest threats, and encryption to scramble your data, so even if it is stolen, it's unusable.
So it's not just about having like one magic solution.
No, it's about having a comprehensive approach.
Right, because I think a lot of people have that mentality of like, oh, I've got antivirus, I'm good.
And that's just not enough anymore. The threat landscape is constantly changing, and you need a team that understands those changes.
So it's about having people who can kind of anticipate
Mm.
what the next threat's going to be and be ready for it.
Actually, they're proactively patching holes before they become problems. They're also the ones making sure your employees are trained on things like phishing scams and password security.
Oh man, yeah, because people are really the weakest link a lot of times.
All it takes is one wrong click, and suddenly you've opened the door for malware to get in.
So it's almost like having a dedicated security team.
Yeah, but one that also speaks tech in a way that a non-tech person can understand, because let's be real, most small business owners aren't cybersecurity experts.
Yeah, they've got enough on their plate already.
Exactly. So having
Yeah.
that peace of mind, knowing that someone's got your back, that can be invaluable.
Absolutely. And speaking of peace of mind, I want to talk for a second about something that I think everyone can relate to, and that's downtime. We've all experienced that frustration when your computer crashes or the internet's down. But for a small business, that's not just an annoyance. That's lost revenue.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every minute your systems are down, you're potentially losing customers, missing deadlines, and hurting your bottom line.
And that's where IT support plays such a crucial role. It's not just about fixing things when they break. It's about actively preventing those breakages in the first place.
It's that whole ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure thing.
Exactly. So what does that look like in practice? Like, what are some of the things that an IT support team would do to minimize downtime?
Well, it starts with regular system maintenance, making sure everything is up to date and running smoothly. They're also monitoring your network for unusual activity that could signal an attack. And perhaps most importantly, they have a plan in place for disaster recovery.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Because if something does go wrong, you need to be able to get back up and running as quickly as possible.
Exactly. You don't want to be scrambling around trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
when you're already in the middle of a crisis.
And that's where backups come in, right? I mean, we've all had that heart-stopping moment
Hmm.
when we realize we didn't save that important file. But for a business, losing data can be catastrophic.
Oh, it absolutely can, whether it's customer information, financial records, or even just your everyday operational files. Losing that data can cripple your business.
So it's not just about having a backup, it's about having a strategy.
A good IT support team will help you figure out what needs to be backed up, how often, and where those backups should be stored.
So they're like your data guardians, basically,
Yeah,
making sure you never lose what's essential to your business.
I like that analogy. They're the protectors of your most valuable asset.
Okay, so we've talked about cybersecurity and downtime, but this article also brings up something that always makes my eyes glaze over a little bit, and that's compliance.
Oh, yeah. Compliance, it's not the most exciting topic,
Hmm.
but it's absolutely essential.
Yeah, I get that it's important, but honestly, the whole world of regulations and legal jargon,
Yeah.
it just feels like a minefield.
It can be, especially for small businesses
Yeah.
who might not have a dedicated legal team to navigate it all.
Right, and that's where IT support comes in.
Exactly. They're the ones who stay up to date on the latest data privacy laws, like GDPR and industry-specific regulations. They help you implement the necessary security measures and documentation to make sure you're meeting all the requirements.
So they're not just techies, they're part legal eagle as well.
In a way, yes, they're helping you avoid those costly fines and legal headaches that can come with non-compliance.
So to recap, we've got cybersecurity, minimizing downtime and navigating the world of compliance. It's starting to feel like IT support is less about fixing computers and more about being a strategic partner in your business's success.
That's exactly the point. They're not just reacting to problems, they're helping you build a solid, secure foundation for growth.
And speaking of growth, that's where things get really interesting. Okay, so we've established that IT support is about way more than just, fixing a broken printer or whatever. But I'm curious, how does this actually translate into helping a small business grow?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to just say, oh, yeah, technology helps you scale, but what does that really look like on the ground?
Well, it's about having the tools and the infrastructure in place to support your ambitions. Like let's say you're a small business and you land this huge contract that requires you to like double your workforce.
Yeah, so dream scenario, you're growing, you're killing it, but suddenly you've got twice the employees, twice the computers, twice the headaches.
Exactly. And that's where having the right IT support can make all the difference. They can help you onboard all those new employees, seamlessly set up their workstations, make sure your network can handle the increased traffic, implement security measures to protect that expanded network. Without that support, you're just scrambling, potentially exposing yourself to security risks and delaying the very growth you're trying to achieve.
So it's not just about them reacting to your growth. It's about them proactively planning for it.
Exactly. They're thinking ahead, anticipating your needs, and designing solutions that can scale with your business, whether you're adding employees, opening a new location, or launching a new product line. They're making sure your technology infrastructure can support those moves.
This article also talks about the importance of data management, but in a growth context, I'm guessing it's more than just backing things up, right?
Oh yeah, it goes way beyond that. It's about leveraging data to make smarter decisions about your business. IT support can help you implement things like customer relationship management systems or CRMs that track customer interactions, automate marketing processes, and provide insights into customer behavior.
So it's like turning all that raw data into something you can actually use.
Exactly. They can also help you set up analytics dashboards that visualize your key performance indicators so you can track your progress and identify areas for improvement.
So you're not just guessing, you're making data-driven decisions.
Precisely. And that can be a game changer for small businesses.
Let's talk about something that I feel like has been a huge game changer for so many businesses. The cloud, everyone's talking about it, but it can also feel really overwhelming.
The cloud is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's also a very complex landscape. There are so many different cloud solutions out there, from data storage and software applications to virtual desktops and entire server infrastructures.
It's like a whole other world.
It really is, and that's why it's so important to have expert guidance.
Because I'm guessing most small business owners don't have the time or expertise to become cloud experts overnight.
Exactly, and that's where IT support comes in. They can act as your guide to the cloud, helping you choose the right solutions for your specific needs, budget, and security requirements. They can also help with the migration process, which can be pretty daunting, and provide ongoing support to ensure everything runs smoothly.
So they're not just setting you up with a cloud account and saying good luck.
Not at all. They're holding your hand through the whole process and making sure you're getting the most out of it.
Okay, let's say I'm a small business owner and I'm sold on the idea of IT support, but it's an investment. And like any investment, I want to see a return.
Hmm.
What are some tangible benefits I can expect?
Well, one of the most obvious benefits is increased productivity by minimizing downtime, streamlining workflows, and giving your employees access to the tools they need to work efficiently. IT support can significantly boost productivity.
Which means more work getting done and less time leading to higher profits.
Exactly. Another key benefit is reduced costs. This might seem counterintuitive, but IT support can actually save you money in the long run by preventing costly downtime, negotiating favorable contracts with vendors, and optimizing your IT infrastructure to be more efficient.
So it's not just an expense, it's an investment that can pay off in multiple ways.
Precisely. And let's not forget about enhanced security, as we discussed earlier. Cyber attacks are a major threat to small businesses, and the cost of a data breach can be devastating. Investing in IT support can help you avoid those costly incidents and protect your valuable data.
Which is ultimately priceless.
Exactly. It's about peace of mind knowing that your business is protected.
It sounds like IT support is really about empowering small businesses to compete on a level playing field with the big guys.
That's a great way to put it. By leveraging technology strategically, small businesses can access tools and resources that were once only available to large corporations, and with the right IT support in place, they can use those tools to innovate, reach new markets, and achieve remarkable things.
So to sum it up, IT support is about mitigating risks, maximizing efficiency, and unlocking the full potential of your business.
It's about empowering you to focus on what you do best, knowing that your technology is in capable hands.
And I think that's a perfect segue into talking about PCS Florida, the company behind this article.
They seem to really understand the challenges and opportunities facing small businesses in the digital age.
Yeah, they specialize in providing IT solutions tailored specifically to the needs of small businesses. They cover everything from cybersecurity and data backup to cloud migration and compliance support.
And it sounds like they really emphasize building long-term partnerships with their clients.
Yeah, that really stood out to me. It's not just about fixing problems. It's about empowering businesses to thrive.
Which aligns perfectly with everything we've been discussing today.
So if you're a small business owner listening to this and you're maybe feeling a little overwhelmed by the technology landscape or a little intimidated by the thought of investing in IT support, I hope this conversation has given you some food for thought.
It's not about becoming a tech expert yourself. It's about finding the right partner to guide you through the complexities and help you harness the power of technology to achieve your goals.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive into IT support for small businesses, let's try to bring it all together. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground here. Cybersecurity, data management, the cloud compliance. Where do we even begin?
I think the biggest takeaway is that IT support has really evolved. It's not just about fixing computers anymore. It's about being a strategic partner that can actually help a small business succeed.
Yeah, it's like that whole thing of IT being a cost center.
Yeah.
Something you only spend money on when things break that's so outdated.
Totally outdated. It's an investment, and the return on that investment can be huge.
Hmm.
We're talking increased productivity, reduced costs, better security, and ultimately faster growth.
We talked about that statistic earlier about how 43% of cyber attacks target small businesses. And I imagine there are some people listening who are thinking, well, I'm just a small business. Nobody's going to come after me.
Yeah, that's a really dangerous way of thinking. Cybercriminals are looking for the easiest targets. And a lot of times that means small businesses who maybe haven't invested as much in security.
And it's not just about preventing those attacks in the first place. It's also about minimizing the damage if something does happen.
Mhm.
Every minute your systems are down, that's lost revenue and potentially lost customers.
Absolutely. And that's where things like regular maintenance system monitoring and having a solid backup and disaster recovery plan come into play.
We also talked about how IT support can help businesses use data to grow. And I think that whole data management piece can feel really overwhelming for a lot of small business owners.
It definitely can be. But with the right tools and strategies in place, it doesn't have to be. IT support can help you collect, organize, and analyze your data so you can actually use it to make informed decisions about your business.
And of course, we can't forget about the cloud, which has been such a game changer for so many businesses, but it can also be a little bit intimidating to get started with.
The cloud is amazing, but it's definitely a complex landscape. That's where having a good IT support team can make all the difference. They can help you choose the right solutions, migrate your data and applications, and make sure everything is secure and running smoothly.
And then there's compliance. which I know a lot of small business owners kind of dread, but it's so important.
It's not the most fun topic, but it's essential, and it's something that a good IT support team can help you navigate. They stay up to date on all the latest regulations and can make sure you're doing everything you need to do to stay compliant.
So to sum it all up, if you're a small business owner listening to this and you're still not sure about IT support, I hope this deep dive has convinced you that it's not a luxury, it's a necessity.
It's an investment in your business's future, and an investment that can pay off in so many ways.
We heard from PCS Florida in that article. They said it's all about finding the right partner to guide you through this whole technology world and help you achieve your goals.
And ultimately, it's about letting technology work for you, not against you.
So whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your business to the next level, remember that IT support is not just about fixing computers. It's about unlocking your full potential. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep innovating.